This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Uh-huh. Chopper. Okay, so let's do it like this. I want to talk to a commenter on the last video, right? We're talking about Grandmaster J. We're talking about revolution. We're talking about sacrifice, right? We're talking about mind state, right? So to the commenter who didn't understand the context of what I was saying. See, you want to call names, and while you call names in your anger, the wisdom that I'm speaking, you let it go over your head. I made it so simple. See, you YouTubers, right? You trollers, right? You basically, right, don't understand the end result of all of this talk about revolution, about challenging and opposing the government. See, at the end of all of your administrative remedies, it leads to a fight. You know, I'm talking about being mortally wounded. I'm talking about being imprisoned for 20, 30, and 40 years. See, being on YouTube and commenting, showing up at a little rally where people pull out guns and talk a whole lot of this, that, rah shit. But history bears me witness, and there are living witnesses. Most of you know them. They've been in Iraq, Afghanistan, different places for the U.S. military. Some of them came back mortally wounded. They lost their arms, they lost their legs, they lost their limbs. But they had a government to support them. They had a veterans hospital to support them. But you will not have that. See, there's people who are more committed to revolution than you that are in prison now, and none of you fuckers have sent them a dime, wrote them a letter of thank you for them giving a sacrifice of their life for the cause. And see, I know this. You don't know that. You think this is a YouTube event. You think this is a show up at a Black Lives Rally event, or this is just some type of party that we're talking about. No. We're talking about people who have been confined in a cell for over 40 years for attempting to do what you guys will never, ever do. Because you don't know the end game. What person is going to throw their full effort, their life, sacrifice all their attachments, right? Because revolution means, in most cases, that you have your funeral before you even start. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think you know what I'm talking about. See, I had my funeral about 15, 20 years ago. Okay? And just like, you know, some of you guys believe in religion and you're looking for a savior, so I understand why you gravitate towards some of these personalities, but you haven't really thought it out. See, I had my funeral a long time ago, but just like in some of your religions, you know, the God is looking for somebody that's worthy, you know. So Revolutionaries also look for a group of people who are worthy for them to lay down their body for. You see? And people that have been in prison for 30 or 40 years, you know, you got Mumia, you got plenty of revolutionaries that are in the Bing, baby. They've been there for a very, very long time. And I love those guys because if you ask them, would they do it again? They say they would do it again. But some of you guys ain't ready to do 100 days. Because in revolutions, you either die, get imprisoned, live a life of a lost limb, things like that. This is the sacrifice. This is not a YouTube platform. We're talking about what happens in the field. And far as saying that I'm a guy that would have killed Malcolm X, no, I'm a guy that would have died for Malcolm. See, you got to know something about Richmond. You know, you remember when they tried to shoot Khaled up there? See, it was a van that picked them up. It was some dudes from Richmond, you know, down here where I live at. So there are a seen militia and there's an unseen militia, because I'm not sacrificing this body for a group of people who are not worthy of it. That's the shit I'm on. So I'm trying to put you on game, and I'm trying to tell you the path that you say you want to be on. This is not a good feeling. Having a funeral years before you die. What you know about that? I want to know what you know about that. See, again, you guys got to go study revolutions. And you got to realize what the cost is. The cost is bloodshed and death, causing mental anguish on loved ones who will never see you again. Having families that want to see you, but they can't. You're either in a box or you're in a cell. So I'm saying to my young folks, before you throw away your life on an attention seeker, on a clout chaser, or on a generation who wouldn't give a fuck if you sacrificed your life for them. I'm talking about a group of people that a month after you gone, they'll be on the media's bandwagon of calling you a homicidal maniac. What you know about sacrificing your life for people who don't deserve it? Like some of you did your Jesus. You said he died for you. But look how you live for that death. I'm not Malcolm. I'm not Martin Luther King Jr. You gotta prove to me that you worth me sacrificing my life for you. The ancestors already did what they needed to do for me to have a funeral long before I even die. I am one of the sacrifices. But I'm not going to throw my life away from you. Look at your comments. And I'm supposed to die for you. No, I ain't on that. I'm on this. Get your studies together. Get your mind right. Stay unseen, hidden right in plain sight.